Number one, in order to sign up with agencies, you need both. So that's one of the reasons why I say get started right away with your profile, with your consultant who can help you with that, so that when your home study is done, hopefully the profile is done too, and you can get started signing up with agencies, because the home study will expire. And then when you have to renew it, it costs money. Your dream is to become a mom. My dream is to help you get there. I'm Rebecca Gruenspan, a single mom through domestic adoption and an adoption consultant for over a decade. I'll be your guide, along with other adoption professionals and members of the adoption constellation, walking you step by step down this beautiful and complex path of adopting your baby. When I was going through the adoption process, I had no idea what I was doing, what I needed to know, or more importantly, who to trust. Well, after helping hundreds and hundreds of families grow through the beauty and complexity of adoption, I've learned more than a thing or two, and let me tell you, it's not always rainbows and butterflies. This isn't just another podcast sharing adoption stories, but it's for you if you're genuinely committed to diving in with an open heart, eager to learn everything there is to know about adopting a baby so that you can show up for yourself and your child in the best way possible. This podcast is for you if you're ready to put your newfound knowledge into action. Adoption isn't for the weak of heart, and it certainly isn't done when your baby gets placed in your arms. If that's what you think, I'm afraid you're living in la la land. My promise to you is to keep it real if you promise to keep digging. We'll acknowledge the hard, and we'll also celebrate the joy that is adoption. You ready? Let's do this. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for another week of This Week in Adoption. A little story about my wonderful, beautiful dog and how amazing dogs are. Hi, Augie. Last night at 3:30 in the morning, my dog gets on the bed and really close to my head, which she never really sleeps in the bed. She's so cute. Anyways, and I'm like, okay, does she have to go to the bathroom? Is she thirsty? What is it? So I get up and she doesn't follow me. I put water in a bowl. She doesn't drink. I'm like, she's trying to tell me something. What is she trying to tell me? And I thought I heard her like whining a little bit. So I was like, uh-oh, is my son okay? He slept in my bed last night because there was thunder and lightning. So I put my hand on him. So I'm like feeling around to see if my son is breathing. And, you know, of course, like a parent puts their hand on their child and can't feel the rise and fall. And I'm like, oh my God, is he okay? Is he okay? So I'm like touching him everywhere. He's sound asleep until he like moves. I'm like, okay, it's not him. And I keep thinking I'm hearing my dog whine, but it's actually not my dog. It's that gosh darn battery in the like fire alarm, carbon monoxide thing, going off, like just beep, beep. I'm like, motherfucker, gotta get out of my bed, 3:30 in the morning. First, I have to figure out where it's coming from, because we have like 8,000 in our house, I feel like. Now 2 of them are down because it's happened with another one too. So I better get some new batteries. But I finally figured out it was in the basement. I had to turn all the lights on. I had to get a chair, go up on the thing, get it out. And then of course you can't get the darn battery out. They make it so hard. So I'm like, I have to go get a knife, and I start prying it out at like in the middle of the night. And I'm afraid my alarm's going to go off like it did the first time that happened. The whole fire truck and all the hot firemen came to my house. Maybe I did it on purpose, but I did not want that to happen at 3:30 in the morning. So anyways, my dog, you know, these dogs, they just know something's not right. And then she stayed in our bed until she knew the 2 of us were asleep. And then she went down to her bed. Just beautiful. So this week in adoption, we had some conversations prepping our families for the hospital, for going to the hospital. And one of the things that we like to share with our families is to be transparent with mom. When you go to the hospital, mom is there, she's about to give birth or has just given birth, and you aren't sure what's going to happen. Is she going to sign? Is she not going to sign? It's really nerve-wracking. Everybody's a little uncomfortable. It's a little bit awkward. Just be open and transparent with the birth mom. You'll be there as much as she would like for you to be there, and you are also happy to give her the space that she needs. I know that might feel uncomfortable, and you want to be there. And make sure that she's comfortable with you being there. This may be the only time she gets to spend with her baby before she relinquishes. Hopefully not, but that might be also what she's thinking. So you want to give her that space while also letting her know you are here for her, you're here for the baby, you're here for whatever she needs during this moment in time, that you are there for her first and foremost. And that if she needs you and wants you to be there for the baby at that time, you are 1,000,000% there for that too. But just be transparent, respect her wishes. Don't step in and take over. Don't ever start talking to the nurses about the baby while she's sitting there listening in and you haven't asked her if that's okay for you to do. So never overstep your boundaries at that moment if they are not yours to cross, because you are not yet the parent. So that's one thing. I need a sip of coffee. Okay. Another suggestion by one of my brilliant consultants who I will have on the podcast sooner or later. So I'm going to shout out to Rachel. She suggested, and I love this, go to Target. And again, this is for when you go to the hospital. Go to Target, buy a small backpack. Just one of those tiny kid backpacks, or even smaller. Go to the dollar bin. You know, they all have those bins at the front of the store that are on major sale, and everything's like $1 or a couple dollars. And fill up the backpack with stuff from that dollar bin. Small things of Play-Doh, little cardboard books, coloring books, crayons, anything you can find, lotions, and fill up that little tiny backpack. And that's something that you can give to her if she has other children. There's stuff in there for the kids. There might be stuff in there for her, but it's just like a little hospital care package for her kids, and for when she goes home that she will have. And it's just something really fun for her. That's also something that you can do if you go for a visit prior to the birth. On that same train of thought, after you match, sometimes a mom isn't comfortable talking right away or at all. Sometimes she is. Either way, it might be nice to send her a little care package and just let her know that you are excited and grateful that she has chosen to match with you, whatever she decides to do, and that you're thinking of her. So it could be like that little backpack. It could be some lotions. It could be, just sending a small plant, anything small. It's just a care package to say, hey, we're so excited and we're thinking about you. That's it. So a little care package, especially if she's just not comfortable talking. I know a lot of people, it takes a long time for them to be comfortable with that, and that might break the ice a little bit. But even if not, you're still letting her know that, hey, we're here, we're excited, we're thinking about you. And let's see what else came up. Before we go on, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go away. We still have so much to talk about. The Adoption Roadmap podcast is sponsored by the Adoption Roadmap Academy, the only online program of its kind for hopeful adoptive parents like you who want step-by-step guidance, preparing for your home study, creating a compelling adoption profile book, choosing the right agencies, and more so that you can bring your baby home sooner. As an adoption consultant and adoptive mom who's been where you are, I'm going to guide you step by step through everything you need to know about the domestic infant adoption journey from home study to finalization. And the great part is you get to do it at your own pace with a supportive community behind you. The Adoption Roadmap Academy is a step-by-step guide to domestic infant adoption for hopeful individuals and families who are sick and tired of waiting forever. It's the first and only self-paced adoption consultant-led program that shows you exactly how to navigate the domestic adoption process from home study to finalization. With our proven 4-step adoption roadmap model, you're going to be able to save time you can't make up, hours and weeks and even months of tedious legwork and research are done for you. You're going to be able to go at your own pace. No matter what else is going on in life, nobody's going to be breathing down your throat. You are going to be able to gain and keep momentum because everything is going to be spoon-fed for you in exactly the way you need. You are going to possibly even save money by knowing how to vet situations and working with the right agencies. It could save you a lot of heartache. You are going to be able to access this course anytime, anywhere, and get expert guidance and support, not only by me, but also by an amazing community who know exactly what you are walking through. Here's what you can expect inside. You'll be getting streaming videos, worksheets, bonus resources, an adoption profile creation, agency contacts, live streams to connect with other people, and unending education, all using our 4-step proprietary adoption roadmap model. Plus, you'll be receiving a bonus mindset step that I highly recommend for everyone. So if you're interested in starting your adoption journey and ready to fast forward and simplify your domestic adoption process, please email the word academy to support@rgadoptionconsulting.com today, and we'll get you started. This came up numerous times this week. So we often get clients who have finished their home study, but they haven't started their profile yet. That's why we like to start with clients right away before they even have their home study. And I would recommend to anyone who's referring to consultants that you start your families out either while you're just getting started with the home study or to meet with us first and then start. But usually right around the same time is when you want to get started with a consultant. If you're working with a consultant, is right when you're starting your home study instead of the end. However, we do get a lot of families who already have their home study and they don't have a profile yet. Number one, in order to sign up with agencies, you need both. So that's one of the reasons why I say get started right away with your profile, with your consultant who can help you with that, so that when your home study is done, hopefully the profile is done too, and you can get started signing up with agencies, because the home study will expire. And then when you have to renew it, it costs money. So while you are home study ready, that could take away like 3 months of time before you can sign up with an agency. However, there are always ways around presenting for a situation. So while you won't be allowed to sign up with an agency, and this is one of the benefits of working with a consultant, if you're working with us, we often get situations sent to us from agencies and from attorneys. We have a home study ready list of families who are home study ready and ready to present for situations. And although you don't have a profile yet and you don't have anything to show, you technically could match. So I would say if you want to present, you could quickly put something together. I actually have a family who I'm looking at what they put together right now. There are so many ways. You could simply put together a letter with a few pictures and save it as a PDF, and voila, present. You could make it a little fancier and use something like Canva, which is pretty easy to use. They have all sorts of templates, and I'm sure there's all sorts of other AI tools out there and other things that you can use to put together a quick profile, ad hoc profile. Will it be the best? No. But if you're the right family, you might get chosen. So it's always worth going through that, presenting if you want to present, even if you don't quite have your profile ready, you might get lucky. It's always worth it. So I would recommend doing that. The other thing I would recommend doing, and this maybe can work to your benefit a little bit, because you're putting something together ad hoc, you can tailor it to the expectant mother that you're presenting to. So here's what I mean. Usually a profile will begin with a letter to the expectant mom. You don't want to say, "Dear expectant mom." You don't want to say, "Dear birth mom." You just want to say, "Hi," and start with the letter. If you know she loves gardening and her favorite color is purple, and the birth father works on trucks and whatever, she got a degree in marketing. I don't know, I'm making it up, obviously, but if you can connect to any of those things, add that into the letter and personalize it with her name if you know her name. If her name is Julie and you know that, "Dear Julie." And also ask if the birth father is known and you have a name of the birth father, ask if you should, if he's going to be involved in the process, you should make it to him too. Let's see. I'm trying to think if anything else came up this week that I can share. Here's one that came up this morning. Beautiful situation where some friends of one of my clients was working with an agency, and talk about sharing the love. They were presented a situation that wasn't the right situation for them, and had friends who were in the process that would maybe fit that situation, and shared their names with the agency. The agency then reached out to our friends, or maybe it was vice versa, told their friends that, "Oh, reach out to this agency. We told them about you." Long story short, the situation was presented to them and they are considering it. And there are some things to consider. There's some exposures, there's some medical. And so one of my recommendations to them was, get as much information as you can. This one happens to be a baby born. See if we can get some medical records in hand, which we are hoping we'll be able to. You don't always get that. And then let's hop on a call with an adoption medicine doc. At RG Adoption Consulting, we have a great relationship with Dr. Sarah Silvestri at the Adoption Doc. Shout out to her. I will put those in the show notes for those listening to this on the podcast. And have a consultation. She's very reasonable, and she will walk through the medical records with you and give you all the implications so that you know what you are saying yes to. I know when you get a call that a baby has been born, here's all the information, and this is your match to say yes to. You are ready to heck yeah, and move forward. What I don't want to happen is that 2 years from now, you say, "Oh my gosh, what did we get ourselves into? We had no idea." I want you to go in knowing what you are saying yes to, at least as much as you possibly can. So if you can hop on a quick consultation with an adoption medicine doctor, I know, we've often talked to Dr. Eckerly as well from the University of Minnesota Adoption Medicine Clinic. another wonderful institution and a great doctor, I highly recommend that you do that. It's going to make you feel so much more comfortable and knowledgeable. And I know that they will also help you to prep. They will tell you what you can do to make the situation better for you and for the baby in the short term and in the long run. Long term, long run, either way. So I hope that helps. That is the end of this week in adoption. And I encourage you, if you are thinking about adopting and you're not quite sure if it's for you or not, go hop on our website and take our free quiz. First of all, who doesn't love to take those quizzes that are free and tell you something about yourself? They're a lot of fun to take, and it'll give you some really good feedback and point you in the right direction. So you just have to go to rgadoptionconsulting.com. If you scroll for about 10 seconds, it will pop right up there on the screen, or you can press the button that says take our quiz, and it will send you the results. And then you'll get our weekly email too, which we would love to send you. All right, that is it for today. Have a wonderful weekend. We will catch you every Wednesday and Friday morning for new episodes of the Adoption Roadmap podcast. Please go check it out. Give it a follow, give it a like, give it a review. It helps us tremendously. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Adoption Roadmap podcast. If you did, I have a few favors to ask of you. First, please hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. And while you're at it, I'd love to hear your takeaways. Please write a review and let me know what you liked. And if you have a question or a suggestion on what you'd like to hear, I'd love to hear that too. Please shoot me an email at support@rgadoptionconsulting.com and let me know what you'd like to hear about. And if you have a question, I may just answer it online. Thanks again for listening. Tune in every Wednesday and Friday morning for a brand new episode of the Adoption Roadmap podcast. Until next time, bye-bye.